turns, blowing through red lights, ignoring all traffic signals and ignoring also the safety of the other drivers around. You can see right now, this is scary. This car is now in a very residential area going way too fast. This is a major public safety risk. So we're working with police right now to figure out exactly who this person is, why they're driving so erratically. We've been on the phone with police and they told us that they are going to put a helicopter in the air so they too can get the same view that we're getting right now. But this is a residential area kind of close to the Kimberly Glen area. We've watched as this driver has blown through. I'm talking the Plaza, Sugar Creek, and now near Kimberly Glen, blowing through stop signs, as you can see right there. It's not clear exactly where they are trying to go, but we're going to stay on top of this until law enforcement gets this under control.
And this is John Paul joining here with Brittany as we follow this chase, and I think she touched on it there. This is a major public safety issue right now, and that is why we are on the air with you here on Channel 9, and we're breaking into programming to show you this. And that is also why you're not noticing police very close to his bumper. They are trying to keep their distance. They do not want him getting any more dangerous as we've watched this chase unfold, getting so close to these other cars, going off the road. This is now Pence Road as we follow this chase, and look at how close he's getting there. Oh, gee, he almost clipped that person. This is a double yellow line, and he almost had a head-on crash as we are watching here with Chopper 9 flying overhead. We are airing this on a delay. If anything is were to happen, we'll have to cut away because this is really some dangerous stuff right here as we follow this police chase now on Pence Road as this person just flying around corners as police have backed way off as not to make this get any worse than it already is.
Police have backed off, but the police helicopter is arriving to get the same view. Again, you can see right there, it completely ignoring that double yellow line, almost going head to head with another car, following traffic laws, going the right direction. This is off of Pence Road, that driver speeding, driving erratically, crossing the yellow line there. Again, we've been told that the police helicopter is now in the air right now. We've gone from North Charlotte and now to East Charlotte. This is Pence Road. And we've broken into programming to bring you live coverage of this incredibly dangerous public safety risk that you're looking at right now. We are nearing Harris Road right now. Chopper 9 Sky Zoom keeping an eye on this vehicle for you. And you can see other cars slowing down, not this silver vehicle, crossing the line there again, speeding around corners.
So this is definitely Harrisburg Road right here, and we're right by Albemarle Road. That is a major highway we're coming up to. Let's see what happens here. A lot of traffic. He is stopped, going right up on the sidewalks, over the grassy median into a parking lot here of, it looks like maybe a food mart, and then back onto the road. That was a Shell station. Now we're back onto Albemarle Road. Folks, if you are in this area, you know what it is. You need to get out of the way. This person is erratic. They're cutting off vehicles. They're driving over lawns. And now we are on Albemarle Road as this car is picking up speed and weaving through traffic. Another major intersection that we're coming up to, blew right through, almost hit the FedEx truck as they went through that major intersection there. I believe that might have been Dwight Ware Road as the person is picking up speed again on Albemarle, still passing people all over the place. Going at least twice the speed that other vehicles are. This could have a very dangerous result as we watch this driver picking up speed.
So far, this driver is still on Albemarle Road. At least people are more spaced out, but wow, you can see right there, half on the road, half in the grassy median.
Easily could lose control in that
doing whatever he can to just get around people, this driver. But this is a more major road. Imagine going the same speed in neighborhoods. We've seen that so far. And again, if you're on Albemarle Road or in this area, you've got to be careful, and this is why. This silver vehicle we've been watching now for several minutes has been driving this way all over town, and now we're in East Charlotte on Albemarle Road where we've watched as this vehicle has gotten dangerously close to
total disregard for
cars.
other drivers.
It's really scary. But we're on a delay, as you mentioned, John Paul, just in case anything does happen. But we also want you to know that we've been in contact with police, and police have put their helicopter up in the air so they can keep an eye on this driver coming up to Lawyers Road right now. This is in East Charlotte near Albemarle Road. The rest of traffic is slowing down a bit, but you can see this car weaving through.
Major intersection again. And these other drivers, I'm sure, have no idea why this person is weaving in and out and riding right up onto their bumpers and cutting them off. But another major intersection that we're coming up to, that's Albemarle and Harris there. And then now behind a major semi-truck that's hauling, looks like some culverts there, some cement culverts, and passing that to semi there on the left. As we continue to follow, we've been on the air with you here for a good 15, 20 minutes, and this person has shown no signs of slowing down. It's also worth pointing out this driver was doing this a good 10 minutes before we even broke into programming, as we had watched and tried to collect our bearings and get some more information. Now up on that median. Coming up on another major intersection here. It is now 12:55. There is a lot of traffic on the road. A lot of people may be out getting lunch. There goes a police officer you just saw cross over, so they're going to tail him now. As we've seen, they've backed way off, but you just saw a second ago a CMPD cruiser over the median there to get behind him. And I think this situation is just getting completely out of hand.
You can see other cars kind of getting wind of what happened. That black car just pulled all the way over, trying to do what it could to get out of this driver's way.
Wow.
I'm sure people can sense the speed of this vehicle. He's riding people, now getting onto Central. I mean, these are very close, tight areas. We're talking lunchtime right now.
Yes.
A lot of people out there on the roads.
Especially over on Central.
Especially over on Central. You've got a lot of pedestrians who go over Central. So, of course, we're going to keep an eye on this. A major public safety risk right now as that car just speeds through. This is inbound Central.
We'll be coming up on near the Plaza Midwood area here momentarily, especially at these speeds. This is very dangerous. You'll see a lot of people who will be out walking for lunch as we're coming up on another major intersection. Each one of these intersections is the potential for disaster, as this person, total disregard, weaving through. I believe this might be over by Sharon Amity where he just churned. I'm going to get confirmation on that here in just a moment. But we're in a very congested area of this is Sharon Amity Road right here. We're going to be coming up onto Albemarle Road once again as this driver is picking up speed. Now, there are neighborhoods in this area. There are a lot of neighborhoods in this area, and I believe it's maybe 30 miles an hour, maybe 35. He's definitely doing much more than that.
Oh, and then coming up on what appears to be a light, and
this is
again,
Albemarle.
Crossing the median, going into traffic, ignoring that red light right there. You can see some of the drivers being definitely caught off guard.
Dangerous. We're getting up onto Independence Boulevard. So it looks like he's going to be making his way on Independence because this is where Albemarle and Independence meet. They'll be going Independence inbound. Just a warning to anybody out there, he's almost hit several cars here just in the last minute or two. People have no idea what this driver is doing or what they're capable of. We're getting on Independence right now as he's passing on the right there. We're going to try and... Wow. Now, of course, Independence Boulevard traffic goes a lot faster. There's a lot more lanes, but this is a busy time of day on Independence Boulevard right now as we watch. This person has total disregard for anybody on the road. Yeah, we do know the police are following from a long distance away. Now, this is about 55 miles an hour right through here, so this driver is probably doing 80 miles an hour if you look at the other traffic, if they're doing the speed limit. And we're going to be coming up onto, we're close to uptown Charlotte here. We'll be coming up onto 277 in no time. No idea what this person's going to do then, but just past Eastway Drive, still inbound, weaving in and almost clipped the back of that truck.
And you should know, while you don't see the officers on the screen right now, there are CMPD officers following behind this vehicle, but it's close. You have to make the right call and try not to do anything to make the situation get out of control. So they are following behind. They are tracking this driver, but this driver is going so fast that even it's tough for Chopper 9 sometimes to keep up.
You'll notice that the camera has to pull out a little bit. We just passed Briar Creek, by the way. We are inbound Independence right now, following this erratic driver. There's total disregard for other drivers on the road. One wrong move and these innocent drivers could be in serious risk. As we're watching now, speeding along in the far right lane on Independence. The next area that we'll be coming up on will be Charlottetown Avenue. We'll see if that driver might take Charlottetown or not. Otherwise, they'll be going on to 277. So we'll have to wait and see what happens as the driver's weaving all over the road, just changing lanes erratically. We're not sure why this driver is running. We're not getting that word from police. We know they've been running the tags. They're aware of why this person is running, but they have not relayed that message on to us. as we are in some thick traffic now, and this is a dangerous area on a normal day. When we come up onto 277, usually in the morning rush, we see crashes here. And we are watching this driver weaving in and out. It looks like they're going to be going to the left, staying on Independence, getting to 277. It's yet to be seen if they're going to be inbound or outbound.
And if you are just joining us, we want to let you know Chopper 9 Sky Zoom is following along as this silver car right in the center of your screen has been driving erratically all across Charlotte, from North Charlotte to East Charlotte.
Yep.
Now on to Brookshire, going
outbound
at an incredibly high rate of speed, speeding 2 to 3 times faster than other cars in this area. This is Brookshire outbound. You can see passing that 3A exit, very close to uptown Charlotte here. We have watched as this vehicle has sped past, gotten right up on bumpers, barely missed, clipping trucks, innocent drivers, driven across the median. This is a very dangerous situation.
Absolutely.
A very high risk to the public. We want to let you know Chopper 9 Sky Zoom is in the air. Also, CMPD's helicopter is in the air tracking this driver, and officers are also on the ground. They're following behind. They're out of view right now, but they are on the road.
And maybe we could drop the Super here because it's hard for the photographer to keep up with the driver there. To get your bearings, uptown is just to the left as this car is speeding through. We're going to be coming up to a construction area here where I-77 is being worked on. That's also an extremely dangerous area. We always see traffic backups, and they're getting into it right now, almost rear-ending the car in front of them. There's not many places to go. You can either take 77 southbound, or you can stay on the Brookshire, maybe get on to 85, but it looks like he's taking 77 south. Oh, no, he's cutting back over.
And the other cars, you can tell, they have to be very, very alert to make the right moves right now, because you're right, this is a very congested area. You've got construction, you've got the lanes diverting off, so certainly want to pay attention. Looks like, is this 16 right here?
We're staying on Brookshire right here. We're still on Brookshire just past 77, I believe, and they'll be coming up on to, we'll be getting very close to the, he's on the way to 85, it looks like, but we're by Beatty's Ford right now. And again, this is going to be a busy area coming up, especially when we get close to 85. If this driver stays on the Brookshire, gets to 85, we always see backups. And you'll also note, we also see a lot of people who are panhandling in that area. They'll be standing in the medians, which is going to be extremely dangerous if this person keeps up this speed and erratic driving. We've already seen them.
And there, you can see CMPD officers to the right there that we just saw. We know that several others have been following in the distance. You can see those still able to break away. A dangerous situation here. The other drivers, you can tell. If that's the normal speed, you can only guess. This car now in the shoulder, going at least twice as fast as these other vehicles, going toward 85 now. This is on the Brookshire.
Getting close.
Just barely made it through that very congested uptown traffic.
Yeah, and almost hit several cars just in the last minute or so.
And it appears that some cop cars might even be positioned up ahead of this vehicle right now, but they are making the decision not to tail this car incredibly close. But do know CMPD officers are there. Yeah,
this is 85 right here. We'll see what happens. There's some people standing right there, as I had mentioned, on the median, almost rear-ending that car. And it looks like they're going to be getting on to 85. They'll be getting on to 85 southbound, going by those cars. And there's a car carrying a Bobcat on the back of it, and just speeding up, zipping right there onto 85, another congested area. Now we're going 85 southbound as there's another, it looks like another officer was on the side of the road. This is extremely dangerous as we get back into this traffic. And we know as 85, as you move down 85, it is very congested, usually all the time. And so we're going to see what unfolds here live with you as we watch this dramatic chase unfolding. We're seeing it as you're seeing it. And these are high speeds. This is extremely dangerous. We have our chopper in the air. We also know that CMPD's police helicopters in the air tracking this driver as well. We don't know why they're running, but this has been a wild chase through and through as this driver is speeding down 85 southbound. Looks like we just passed to 27, which would be Freedom Drive. And we are getting into a straightaway. Now, when we get over into the Gaston County area in 85, many of you might be familiar with this, it is always extremely busy. We'll be going by the airport. Not sure how that's going to impact Chopper 9 or the police helicopter. Many times we'll have to clear it, of course, with air traffic control so we don't interfere with the flight pattern in this area, but that we'll keep an eye on it as long as we can. I know there are some points where the tower will tell us to stop. So just hang with us, and we'll see what happens next. There are ways, of course, to get around that air traffic. We might lose the driver for a minute, though.
Right. Chopper is actually checking air traffic right now just to make sure we're in the clear there. But again, if you're just joining us, we have been following this silver car right in the center of your screen there, speeding throughout Charlotte, now on I-85 going toward Gaston County. If the speed limit there is 65-ish, let's say the average driver is going 65, 70 miles per hour, you can tell this driver's speeding at least 15 to 20 miles faster, blowing past every vehicle here. Because this is a highway, you know, it's scary. Everyone's going fast.
Exactly.
And so one wrong move, getting too close to a vehicle, could obviously cause a lot of harm.
It would probably be fatal if this person crashed at these high speeds on I-85 as they're just passing all over the place. Let's just hope they have good tires, because he could lose control at any second and spin out and take another innocent driver out with him as we're watching. Now, we're right by the airport. Chopper and I have been checking with the tower to make sure that we have clearance to go by there. We don't want to interfere with any sort of flight patterns. We know this is an area where a lot of planes will be coming and landing, and you see the police helicopter just zip by the screen there. This driver in the far left passing lane. We're coming up onto 485, another congested area of Charlotte. This is West Charlotte now, just north of the airport. As we have been watching, it looks like the chopper is hanging back a little bit. We are dropping out for a moment as we are waiting for some air traffic to land in front. So we're going to use our camera the best we can to keep an eye on this. You know, this is just the reality when you're dealing with this kind of thing, and air traffic around the airport is very busy. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and it looks like this person is getting into the far right lane, but they're staying on 85. So they'll be crossing over the Catawba River momentarily, getting into Gaston County. And that is a very busy area. All these people are merging into traffic, and they have no idea that there's someone on the run right now, eluding police at extremely high speeds, erratic, with total disregard for any other driver on the road right now at 1:07 in the afternoon. You can tell that we are now way back. Of course, we can catch up, but it looks like they might be taking this first exit. We'll keep an eye on that. This would be Beatty Drive if they take the exit. It looks like they're getting back to the left lane, and as soon as we get the clearance to go, our chopper will zoom right back over there, and we will continue to follow this chase with you live right here on Channel 9 as we have been covering this now for about 20-25 minutes.
We want to go ahead and get some perspective on this. We have police expert Scott McClatchy on the phone. Thank you so much for joining us. From a law enforcement perspective, talk to us about how they're trying to tackle this, keeping public safety in mind.
Been held up by the air traffic at Charlotte Douglas, but if you're just joining us, this is the chase we are following. Oh, now we're back.
We are back up live, and it looks like law enforcement is now in the scene right now. We've been watching as several law enforcement vehicles have been hanging pretty far back, but if you look up there, it looks like you've got lights flashing, you've got sirens flashing. It looks like they may have this vehicle stopped. They're at the very least stopping traffic at this point.
Scott, are you still with us?
I am.
And you're watching this with us, correct?
Well, the feed that I have now has gone just to the newsroom anchors.
Okay.
I don't have the video.
It should catch back up in a little while. It looks as if there are, is that the car or a law enforcement vehicle right there? It looks like this silver car that is pulled over to the side could be the silver car that we've been following.
People are stopping to help. Yeah, okay, so the car is off the road now.
Waiting to see if the person comes out. I'm seeing now a state trooper from an unmarked unit run up into the tree line.
Right.
Again, very, very scary because you don't know if this person is armed, if this person is frightened, is scared, is maybe fatigued, may try to hunker down in some leaves, and may just be waiting to ambush someone who comes along. We've seen that before, unfortunately, in North Carolina, up in, I think, the Burt County area several years ago. You had an officer basically assassinated by someone who did just that. But I can see movement, I can see running. My prediction is this person will be apprehended one way or the other. There's just no way that they're going to outrun law enforcement in daylight in what are generally favorable conditions here.
Yeah, without the foliage on the trees, air support's going to be able to help out. This is right near McAdenville Road. Unfortunately, this means it's right near some neighborhoods.
Right. Scott, what do they do in an instance like this? This is exit 23 near McAdenville. What kind of resources are put in trying to perhaps warn innocent people that could be here?
And it depends on each municipality in jurisdiction is going to be different. I do not know how. I know in Gaston County, most of the agencies participate in a communication system that is operated by the county, and so depending on how they're set up, they may have a reverse 911 system. A reverse 911 system can identify a particular neighborhood and can basically initiate a call from law enforcement, from communications, that rings everybody's phone and can have an automated message and say, this is Gaston County Police or Communications. Be advised, there may be an armed suspect fleeing from police, last seen at such and such location approximately 5 minutes ago, headed towards your neighborhood. Please remain inside, lock your doors, keep an eye out, report any suspicious people or activity immediately to 911, and then just hope, that there is no intrusion by the person into an area where public safety is going to be further compromised.
This is some dangerous stuff here as we're watching this unfold with you right now. Thank you for joining us, by the way. Stay on the line with us.
Please do. We want to go ahead and just catch you up. If you are just joining us right now, for the past 30 minutes, we have been watching as law enforcement has pursued a vehicle on multiple interstates going all across Charlotte, North Charlotte, East Charlotte. We watched that car speed, put multiple lives in danger, but now that person has jumped, crossed from Mecklenburg County into Gaston County, abandoned the silver vehicle they were in, and now you can see right here where officers are running through the woods trying to find this chase suspect.
Absolutely. This is basically chaotic. I mean, we're trying to keep track of it. There are police everywhere, so our camera's going to kind of jump around, but let's give you an idea of exactly where this is. This is just north of 85 in Gaston County, not far from McAdenville Road. Looks like by the South Fork of the Catawba River. There was railroad tracks there which run right along the power lines in that area. This is pretty sparsely populated. However, there are a few plants over in this area. There's an HP plant by there. There's also a substation in that area. And so this is a heavily wooded area. There are train tracks here. As we are watching, police have this entire area basically cordoned off at this point. You saw them searching that pond briefly, but now this is just north of the pond, so it looks like this person they're following or chasing went into the woods just north of there. Basically, north of that area, we're looking at rivers and plants and trees.
Right.
So this could be an extensive search. We have not seen a canine unit brought out yet, but I'm sure one's on the way.
And you can see there the other helicopter that is a part of this, keeping an eye on the ground here. But also as you look, you can see the tree cover and how that also makes it difficult. You've got leaves on the ground, making it more difficult to track this person. We've been talking to police expert Scott McClatchy just about how dangerous this situation is, because now you've got people on the ground, you've got a lot of different obstacles, barriers, the potential for whoever this person is who has decided to take these desperate, dangerous measures to run from police. They're on the ground. They could hide. We've seen situations like this play out, and I know right now I'm certainly praying for the best and the safety for the officers.
Now, Scott, if you're still with us, we see in the shot there, that's Snoopy, which is CMPD's police helicopter. They've got a lot of technology on there that can help in a situation like this. What kind of technology would they be using to search in such a thick wooded area?
Well, it's interesting. I have not seen FLIR imaging, and that's forward-looking infrared radar, FLIR. I have not seen FLIR imaging used in a daytime search situation like this. FLIR imaging is typically used at night, and that would be, of course, that a human imprint, a large animal moving under a tree canopy is going to emit a heat image, and the FLIR camera from 1,000 feet up above can still capture that, can pinpoint it in the movement. I don't know. I don't pretend to, understand the technology to know if that's available during the day, because I've never seen it used. Obviously, if that was available, then you could actually see movement by virtue of a thermal image when you could not even see the actual person or animal moving. And another question I have, do we know that there was only one occupant of that vehicle, or could we have had multiple people fled?
Really good question, and we do not know the answer, unfortunately, because our chopper had to hang back because of the air traffic. We do know there's a neighborhood that they have now some officers going to that's butting right up against there. That we're talking Costner Avenue, Dogwood Drive, McAdenville Avenue. There's a small neighborhood in there right by some plants in this heavily wooded area. So if you're at home and you live in that neighborhood, make sure your doors are locked. You'll probably notice police in that area. Call them if you see anyone suspicious running through your yards. As we continue to track this police chase now at about 40 minutes from start to where the driver dumped the car along 85, which is probably having some traffic issues now if you're going to be headed out in the way. But I guess the good news in this situation is that the public on the road is no longer at risk, because there were so many people put at risk with this driver driving the way they were weaving in and out of traffic, almost hitting and causing several accidents. But now, of course, we have law enforcement officers at risk as they go through the woods, and then these neighborhoods at risk as well, because we don't know what this person's intentions are.
So many unknowns right now as we look, as Chopper 9 pulls out and shows you this vast area. All of the trees here, you've got reservoirs, you've got industrial buildings in this area. We have now been on the air more than 30 minutes. Half of that, oh, it looks like they have someone in custody right now. Someone detained after this very scary chase, not only on interstates, but also through the woods. You can see right now officers calmly walking with what appears to be the suspect in handcuffs right now.
A peaceful ending.
Oh.
And if you were watching with us, I was very concerned that this would be ending with medic on the scene and someone seriously hurt. But we're seeing, yeah, as Brittany just said, they're calmly walking. The driver in handcuffs, or at least the person we suspect was driving that vehicle. As police are walking him over to a cruiser, they'll debrief. Now, we've got our crews all over the place right now, and we're going to be talking with police. We're going to have so much more on this as we find out why was this person running. And get a little more information on the chase itself and just how they were able to find him, because there's so many crews in that area. Our chopper wasn't able to zoom in and capture the actual arrest itself.
We'll also have to make sure there was no one else. But again, it does look like the activity has calmed down, and you have the officers there. They appear to be safe. You just saw their helicopters zoom by.
Accused in a double shooting in this wild chase faced a judge. Chopper 9 Sky Zoom captured the car weaving in and out of traffic yesterday afternoon and actually helped police to track those suspects down. Eyewitness News reporter Glenn Counts spoke to a CMPD captain who was in the thick of all of this yesterday. Glenn?
Well, Scott, police say that between the shooting and the chase, we're really lucky someone didn't get killed yesterday. Now, believe it or not, one of the suspects has already managed to bond out of jail. We tried to ask him about yesterday, but he dodged our questions. The chase was harrowing with numerous close calls.
These guys had zero regard for anyone out there in the public.
Captain Jonathan Thomas is with the Metro Division. Normally, captains don't get involved in chases, but yesterday he was in the thick of it. The suspects ended up getting apprehended in Gaston County. One of the reasons they didn't get far after they allegedly shot 2 people, including a pregnant woman, is because our chopper pilot Andy Holt and photographer Andrew Perdue spotted their getaway car and tailed them until police arrived.
There wasn't a police presence around that car for several minutes. And then Channel 9 did a great job relaying the information on the suspect vehicle from the shooting to our helicopter unit and units on the ground.
Both suspects were in court this afternoon. Rico Perry had already bonded out. He has a long record, including carrying a concealed weapon, assault on a female, and assault with a deadly weapon. We tried to talk to him and the sister of Taja Quarles, who is the other suspect. They declined, and the sister performed a rap tune and flashed a big wad of 20s. In court, she told the judge that the shooting was revenge for a robbery.
Something that happened months ago, where, you know, it's not a shooting in the heat of the moment or anything like that.
Well, fortunately, the victims are expected to recover, but for now, no condition report is available on them from the hospital. Reporting live from the Mecklenburg County Courthouse, Glenn Counts, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Glenn, thank you. We have a play-by-play of what happened yesterday and that incredible chopper video. It's all at WSOCTV.com inside the top story.